Plane crash looks really nice.
That's clearly all CG.
Today we're gonna do the fattest of the rocks and the trimmest of the rocks.
All right.
One of the heads is a 3D model.
Good.
We're talking like a straight up 3D model?
Straight up 3D model. Oh no. How would you guys do this shot if you had to do this shot?
Let me get my, all right, how do I do this?
Before we get into React, I'm gonna spruce up the studio a little bit with the help of today's sponsor, Displate. What's a Displate? A Displate is a super lightweight metal poster.
Ooh, it feels cool.
I know. That doesn't take nails. You just stick some magnets on the back and you stick them to your wall. There. Got your gift. Dungeons and Dragons!
What is this?
It's a freaking metal poster that is magnetic and you just stick it to your wall like so.
This is metal? It's really, really nice. I didn't realize this was on metal. What?
Yes. Your walls will no longer cry. You're not putting holes in them. You're not digging inside of them. Security deposits, you can get those back. We see 5 seconds. 1,
2, 3, 4, 5.
Good job.
So you put it on like this?
Yeah.
Yep.
Slap it on.
That's kind of fun, actually. Yeah, I'm just trying to see where I should put this. Oh, yeah, right here. We need more slappable art like that. That's awesome.
So not only does Displate partner with artists to create amazing original pieces of art, but they've also partnered with some of your favorite brands like Halo, Call of Duty, Cyberpunk, DC, Marvel, the list goes on and on. So you can be sure that there's something for everyone. Whoa! I just wanted to show
dude,
how much I
Miles?
appreciate
That's
you.
sick.
I mean, it's literally one of the best gifts you can give.
It's freaking rad, dude.
Check this out. Displate is hooking our audience up. Using the link in the description below, you can get 25% off of one poster or 35% off of 2 or more posters, but that's only if you click the link in the description below. Thanks for hearing me out. Let's get into React.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of Visual Effects Artist React. We're doing a little throwback today, little return to comfort. Clint's joining us.
What's up, guys? We're back. We're doing it. VFX Artist React. It's good to be back.
How's the couch treating you?
It's nice, man. It's comfy. I don't think I've ever, it's usually been this side.
Now that you are a guest, you must sit in the middle.
It's good to be back.
That's the rule, the
It's
guest
good to be
rule.
back. I'm excited. Today we're getting into some stuff. The Last of Us, of course, has been amazing. Such a great game, first off, but also the show is incredible.
There's a lot to talk about with The Last of Us. First off, nothing's actually released right now. They're not putting stuff out yet. It's too early. But the thing is, the show's sweet. And it's like the game, but slightly better.
I'm really excited to dive into that stuff with you guys.
Heck yeah. Well, let's stop talking about it. Let's go do it.
Let's freaking do it.
We're gonna be brave, and we're gonna get out of this. Hey, let's go, come on.
So when I was watching the show, the moment they got in the vehicle, I was like, oh, damn. This is like the first test of this show for me, where I'm like, okay, I know they're going to recreate a sequence from the game. Are they gonna pull it off though?
All right, hang on.
I think they're driving a real car here. I think that's blue screen.
That's a good question.
Well, it feels real to me.
It does feel real.
Well, and there's a lot of ways to do this. Sometimes you're just pulling the vehicle with a trailer. Sometimes it's on top of like a little platform or a go-kart with another driver doing it. Or you're in a volume doing it. These moments where all hell's breaking loose is like, oh, it's the most thrilling part of any show.
Yeah.
Where it's like, there's not a million zombies yet. It's just everyone's losing their minds.
It's life as we know it, just slowly going down the tubes, basically. It's about to get insane.
Plane crash looks really nice.
That's clearly all CG, you know, in the background of that plane crashing, that lighting.
But the set is real because the way the light reflects off of the buildings on the side looks too real to me.
So there is a lot of behind the scenes footage of them filming the sequence, and they have a massive crowd and an entire block for their set. So it's a huge environment where I think most of what we're looking at is just done for real practically.
And then this plane crashing, like, it lights up the road really nicely. People always get the lighting from explosions wrong. It's like always a giveaway is when the light doesn't dominate, especially a nighttime scene like this. They really nail the brightness. It's not just like, oh, a bunch of glow, but like there's shadows being cast and reflections in the road.
It looks like something where you could just put a humongous light. Like, imagine you have a big green or blue wall back there.
There's definitely a light on. They're definitely turning some big lights on to get that effect. But I think they're also then having to go on the road and cut out the road and take the reflections of those lights out, or at least work it so it matches the explosion shape.
Yeah, that would make sense of like replacing the ground for part of it or like adding to it.
You kind of see the reflection like it's like a wet road. And then you got reflections there from that guy, kind of profile.
I think that's also what shows like that they're using practical lights, is because if you're looking at the glass on the left building there, like
Yeah.
we're not catching the giant explosion reflection in everything necessarily. Even if they have giant lights to throw normal practical light into the scene and help blend everything, there's no way they're gonna get the reflection of a giant explosion on the ground if there's nothing there. So there's a lot of rotoscoping happening with people there in order to get that effect.
I mean, the fact that she lights up and her reflection lights up accordingly, like that's awesome. It's probably because they're using a real giant light on set and lighting everything up.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I mean, this is a complex scene to do. If they're doing any sort of compositing with these elements here and they're not just like in a vehicle, that's gonna be tough to do.
So like that piece of metal that flies into the window looks like it's breaking physics and going really slow.
Yeah.
But that's probably a thing that they have to do in order for you to like see what the heck is going on for a story point, right?
It's like this little thing going, zing! It starts off big and it gets really tiny, and they have to like turn the motion blur down.
Yeah, it goes real slow.
Yeah, like it slows down and
hits
speeds
the-
up
yeah,
after
yeah.
it goes
It
through
like-
the glass.
It's like, boom, and it's like,
Like for an otherwise flawless scene, like that's the one thing.
It ricochets off the building into their truck, and then their truck goes upside
Wait,
down.
what? I thought
Wait,
it goes
ricocheting
into
the building?
It breaks in the back windshield.
No,
Wait,
no.
what?
What are you talking about?
No, that's the landing gear.
What are you talking about? No, that's coming into the car window.
No, watch. It bounces off the wall.
What are you talking about?
It's the piece. It's the giant tire of the landing gear. See,
Oh,
it hits
I
the
see it
building
now.
and it ricochets off that.
Oh my god!
I literally thought
I thought it was like a big
it's chunk
bullet.
of debris that goes and hits the back windshield of the
No,
truck
no, that's
and
what I thought.
bumps
This is
in
like
the
a-
back of the
that's what I
head.
thought.
This is like a 6 or
Around.
7 foot diameter tire.
I was like, that looks so janky. What the heck? Like,
Here she is. She's just chilling.
No wheels in the shot.
And a piece
Oh,
of
here it
debris
comes.
flying straight at them, goes through the windshield, crash,
Right there,
breaks
yeah.
through the windshield.
Yeah, in the windshield.
Bonks her in the back of the head, knocks her out, and then she wakes up because they're on her still.
Oh, you thought it looked that was inside the vehicle?
yes. I thought it broke through the back windshield and clocked her in the back of the head.
And oh yeah, which makes sense.
And
She
she's
got
knocked out.
knocked
Yeah,
out.
she's knocked out.
This little thing
Yeah.
from the plane. So it was
Yeah.
like, what is this? Like a Walkman?
Seriously,
Yeah,
it's like,
Like a Discman, like from the 90s?
this show's so technically impressive, but it's weird they had a little like chunk of debris fly all the way from the
Yeah.
plane through the windshield and bonk her.
I was like, she would definitely be dead. Like,
The physics are still weird. Something just flew a kilometer and then went boop and turned sideways and
Yeah,
bumped into
maybe
the car.
if they showed it like hitting the ground, and
ground.
like bouncing and
Take some people
doing
out.
like a lumbering bounce to show its like size and scale.
Yeah, or taking some people out because things going so fast.
Like also, if you want to flip your truck, you could just have the wheel go like this and then bounce on the truck bed and go like bow, you know, or something like
Yeah.
that, or like go like bow and go like on the back of the truck and go bow, you know.
yeah, who here thought it went through the windshield and hit her in the back of the head? Because that's what I thought.
There's an insane sequence where they are just walking around apocalyptic Boston, and it is matte painting heaven. My God, there's so many little details, like the hanging vines are wiggling there.
all moving on the left.
I love this set design.
They're on some sort of set.
Look at that.
So you think the car is in, or do you,
Yeah,
I think the
that's a
car's
real-
in.
but that building slab is out, right?
That could be a real building.
Or just the bottom half?
It could also just be a matte painting because it's that good.
Yeah.
I don't get the feeling like the cinematography was constrained from VFX. I don't feel like they had any shots and set were like, we want to get a shot like this. Like, we can't. The way to do the effects for that would be too hard. I feel like everything was shot very naturalistically, as if they were just in that situation with the set that was built for it. Which, like, it's a really subtle thing, but you really pick up on that in a lot of movies. Like, when you looked at Justice League, like, the end of it, you could really feel like everything was a weird, close shot of people on a green screen. Because there's no environment to, like, inspire the cinematography. And you could just see, like, how the decisions were shaped by it. Whereas here, it just feels like they shot it as if it was all just naturally there. And they're doing the handheld camera, focus pulls, and things like that you would avoid.
So what makes having out of focus matte paintings difficult is having the light values match the real world style of photography. If you were just to take like a cool image and then make it blurry, the light's not going to react the same way because, you know, the whole bokeh effect comes from an overpowering light source getting larger than the surrounding area. You know, they start to stand out from the rest of the image. And the only way to do that is to make sure all your matte paintings are like either like super high bit depth, like 32-bit or something, or effectively like an HDR background plate. So that way, as you're applying your depth of field and everything to that, it is able to understand, hey, that white area, that's actually even whiter than white. You know,
Yeah.
that's even brighter than everything else around it. So when you go out of focus, you're gonna kind of take over that area. Now, I would feel so stupid if that was just part of the set and we're just being dumb. I really honestly think that is a green screen behind them. You know, you'd only construct a set that big if you're gonna have your characters climb on it and do a big scene around it.
It's like, so we have this like 1-page scene at the doorway of a building, and we have this one shot where it looks at Pedro Pascal off to the side.
Yeah.
So we're gonna need probably about like $500,000 worth of set decoration over there for that one shot. So yeah, of course they wouldn't do that. I mean, you can kind of tell in the sequence, there's shots that are like, this is a visual effects shot, and there's shots that aren't a visual effects shot, and they're all subtly framed a little bit differently.
Like that's the size of their set right there.
Yeah.
You know, that's what we're seeing. Like that top shot, I think is a good example of showing us, here's the boundaries of where we're filming practically.
Yeah, you can just tell, like, a lot of the shots are framed up to like not have visual effects, this being one of them.
Anyways, Last of Us is really cool. It's really great. It's a good story. The third episode, very unexpected, very good.
Yeah.
So you want to marry my daughter?
Yes, I do.
I got a weird one for you guys. I saw this kiss, and this kiss looked weird to me, and I'd like to break it down with you guys and figure out why it feels so weird.
May it be fulfilled each day as you are on this beautiful journey.
So this is a big moment in this movie,
This
right?
is the end of the movie.
Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, they didn't kiss. Like, it's very subtle. It probably worked for most people, but that's rough.
They're using the pedals to block a lot of it too.
Yeah, the pedals are really clearly like here to just cover up. I can tell you, if I was doing this shot, I wouldn't just be like, just lean in and pretend. I feel like I put a little more effort into like
put a
getting
doll
the
tongue
elements.
or something.
Yeah.
Or a mannequin.
Yeah, kiss a mannequin or
there's
something.
for your face to go like.
Yeah, at least like so the beard gets pushed and doesn't just like, you know, slightly clip into the other person.
Her chin goes into the beard and then goes just a little extra. Yeah. That's the weird part.
he's like made of putty.
It's like padding. Like it's padding. It's like, uh-oh, we're clipping.
And then it's like super gross because her nose clips into his cheek a little bit too. But here's the thing, because they're actually holding hands. Whose face is doing this, and then they have to get the plate on it?
I think they leaned her in more. Oh, and he's getting leaned in more too. Yeah, he stood still. They scooted him up to her.
Did they put a pivot point on his hips and just rotate him?
I think so.
Let me get that pivot point on them hips.
Oh yeah, there's liquefy on the arms for sure. It's very subtle. It's only like 3 degrees, but they're rotating him for sure. How would you guys do this shot if you had to do this shot?
Let me get my. All right, how do I do this?
Take the VFX budget. I'll take the VFX budget that it would take to do that, and I'd be like,
Give it to you.
You're into people kissing. Like if you kiss her / him, here's the VFX budget.
if you go for it,
So look, we got like.
look, go for it.
We got like $3K for this shot here. I stack 100. All right, I can give this to my nephew over here. Or, you know, you can put this in your pocket. Never say a word about it.
It's up to you. You want to split it with your co-actor?
I mean, hell. Yeah, go 50-50. It's a wedding. Oh, man.
Yeah.
What a
All right.
weird
So
one.
assuming they turned down your offer, what's the next step you would do?
I feel like you find the midpoint and you get like a puppet or something.
Yeah, a doll. I swear, no, you straight up get like a green mannequin from Old Navy.
And you weigh it down real heavy so it doesn't move.
Yeah. I mean, that's the only way to do it, right?
I would try to actually get some sort of like physical interaction.
Or they just kiss. You know?
Or they kissed and something wrong happened and they had to like fix it and we're just analyzing nothing.
Probably for COVID, and the comp team did their best. They probably got one take and called it a day on set.
Well, that's that.
That was great.
Yeah, I thought so too. I was like, wow, what a golden nugget. That's great.
So Clint, you have this big collaborative render challenge project going right now, right?
Yes, we're doing our first actual vehicle-based render challenge right now. It's called Endless Engines. I think there's about 3 weeks left just about for you guys to create your own vehicle. It could be anything you want. And I'm gonna put all of the renders together into an epic vehicle montage. So come over to the channel, learn some 3D, make a cool car, and we'll see all the renders together.
I got a throwback here from The Social Network, classic David Fincher movie with some of those amazing invisible VFX. Armie Hammer plays the Winklevoss twins. There is actually another actor as well, but they're twins, so they need to look the same. And there's only one Armie Hammer. One of the heads is a 3D model, which is pretty bonkers because this is 2010.
We're talking like a straight up 3D model?
Straight up 3D model. You can see it a little bit.
Right on the turn, you see it. It's kind of in the eyes. Right there, like one of the eyes kind of starts shrinking up a little bit. It's kind of weird.
So what they actually did is they basically had Armie Hammer redo the performance in this big cage of lights and cameras. And he hit a button and they all just captured instantly.
So it's a photo scan for every frame of his performance.
They're doing basically a video photo scan. They're doing 24 times a second, pop, 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 pop. And then you basically get a 3D model that's a video 3D model with the texture of their skin, everything just being captured and projected on. So there's no like crazy texturing you have to do. There's no animation you have to do. You just get a 3D model that has the actual video of the actor.
Wait, they're baking?
They're baking the lighting
What?
into the scene, the 3D model they get of him.
That's so ballsy.
So all
That's
the
so
lighting is
ballsy.
moving
What?
around him while he sits in this orb and just does the expressions, and they're capturing that 24 times per second as 3D models, and literally the video of him in that lighting is the texture. You don't have to worry about rendering the lighting. You don't have to worry about rendering textures and materials on the surface. It's all baked in.
The compositor must just be like chilling so hard, so thankful like, to be able to get an asset like that.
The thing is, there's zero flexibility in this. The lighting, the performance, once it's dialed into that model, that's the lighting on the model. You can't show the model from a different angle, you can't reposition it. Like, it is locked in to the original shot that you got.
They'd have to be so sure of this technique to bake it all in like that. Because you could go get the photo scan of his head and then work all the textures and the shaders and whatnot. But to do it this way is definitely different.
But that's, in a way, it's like cool. It obviously worked just fine. This movie's great. So,
Seriously.
if you enjoy this show, and chances are that you do, check out the extended cuts on corridordigital.com. And we get a little goofier, we get a little riskier.
That's right. It gets even better on corridordigital.com.
How long we gonna keep doing this?
Guys, you know what? It's time. Today we're going to do Fat Rock and Skinny Rock.
Oh, like the Captain America vibe thing.
The fattest of the rocks and the trimmest of the rocks.
All right.
So that's the Rock. See, look at that. He's less buff Rock.
He kind of looks like the Rock Obama.
That's like The Rock when he doesn't go like this.
So buff son comes home. Buff little boy got turned into a super beast, and father, aka The Rock, is injured. It looks pretty good. Like,
Yeah, this looks great.
That's just like another guy, right?
I mean, I feel like they just filmed him and comped him onto somebody else's body, but like, whenever they do that, it never looks very good.
You're right. It never looks right.
I think the black and white sepia is helping them. Like his face is definitely sunken, I feel.
His face feels like texturally a little bit different than the body. Like it kind of feels like a separate element. Like the lighting kind of feels like it's made up lighting as opposed to like actual lighting from that scene.
The texture of his neck meat is different versus the body meat.
Yeah.
That's so well done, though.
That's crazy, like that he's looking down like that.
I know. Well, it's weird. We're entering a phase now where it's indistinguishable.
If you're gonna ever do a head replacement, you gotta have something to divide that line. So is that a VFX tactical necklace? It's like you watch the muscles on the side of his neck, like that's attached to him. And you'll see like they twitch and move, but like they don't actually move on the other side of the necklace.
So like down here is also The Rock. This little bit right here.
Yeah, theoretically.
Like when I was watching this, I was reminded of another clip, which is the exact opposite, where instead of making him really skinny, they made him super fat.
Oh, that's so weird.
It's so weird.
Oh.
It is kind of like a 40-year-old person's face on a child.
That's so strange.
Maybe that's why Black Adam was so good, is because The Rock did this and he understands how the whole process works. I mean, seriously, I feel like this is film him and then comp him into another shot. So it's like match direction, match emotion.
Unfortunately, it's totally 3D models.
Really?
Yeah, this is all just insane 3D models that are happening
What?
right now.
His face?
Yeah.
That is
It's a great 3D model.
too real.
So they, film the actor, do all the singing, all the dancing, all the acting and expressions. And what they do is the same thing with The Rock. They have him go into a big light dome, and he goes through the entire performance as well. And then they use that as the foundation of their animated 3D model, which is then composited back onto it. For all the stuff we're seeing in Black Adam too, I think they're doing the same thing. It's all just performance capture, but then the actual render of the face is 100% in 3D with shaders and everything. We crossed the line over a decade ago of just compositing people's faces. into shots. Since then, it's 3D models and recreations have become the standard. We have deep fakes. We have all these things right now that are so much more effective at accurately translating someone's motion. Yeah, so it's really well done. It's kind of a mystery right now because it looks so incredible.
So when I was doing research for this episode, there's this big thing happening now on YouTube where there's all these channels that are probably using a ChatGPT to summarize a movie, and it is the movie with text to voice describing what's happening, like cut down to like 20 minutes, and then like the title of the video clip is like the hook of the movie.
Dang, man,
Yeah.
people are desperate.
No, we're seeing the content is about to die.
So it's gonna finding good content is gonna be like finding a needle in a haystack.
While you're out there looking for that needle in the haystack, well, guess what? You already found it. You're looking at it right now. So subscribe so you don't drop it back into the haystack.